Hi there, I am Sharika Swaby, if you don't know me, and welcome to Life Mastery. So, I have been hearing a lot lately about um, the differences between the way men and women are treated, gender bias. And I don't know how many people are talking about this publicly, but since I have this platform, I figured I would voice my concerns and my opinions. Now, I am a woman, yes, and I believe that we should have our rights to be who we are and to not be stripped of our power. But somewhere along the line, someone felt like it was okay for one gender to have certain so-called privileges and the other is not supposed to have the same privilege. So there are three things that I want to touch on for because I won't be here for long. Number one, why is it not okay for men to feel their emotions? Who came up with the idea that if men cry, it makes them weak? Whose idea was that? And why is it seen that? Why is it perceived that way? The truth is, feeling your emotions is what makes you strong. Because when you don't process them, you push them down, you cover them up, and you end up with this little box inside of you boiling. And one day it bursts open and you slap your kids around, you slap your wife around, you explode on your boss at work because you weren't processing your emotions. Emotions are a guide. They're there for a reason, and that reason is to point you in the right direction, let you know when something is off balance so that you can correct it. So men should be okay and comfortable with feeling their emotions. The question is, when is society going to allow that to be okay? And when are men going to be strong enough to know that nothing is wrong with them crying if they're hurting or feeling pain? I mean, they are human beings, they do feel pain. So, what do we leave them to do when we don't admire them for feeling their pain? Next thing I want to touch on is why is it okay for women to have sex with younger boys? Some of them teenagers or even younger. But and in Jamaica particularly, when this happens, we call the young boys gallis and big man, and they get praises. But when men do it, they call it rape and abuse. Why isn't both things considered rape and abuse? Both genders are underage, both genders are being abused, they're being violated. And whether we believe it or not, when they grow up, whether they be boy or girl, when they grow up, when they as they grow, as they become adults, these things affect them in some grave ways. So why is it that we accept one thing and not accept the other? Who said any of this was right? Why is it right for women to mistreat, to take advantage of young boys, but not okay for men to do it? And what we don't realize is that when boys are taken advantage of, when they grow up, in their mind, this is okay, so they take advantage of young girls. It's a cycle. And unless we do something about it, it's going to continue. My third and final question or point is why is it okay for women to beat men, but not okay for men to beat women? There has been a number of videos circulating around Jamaica of women beating men. And it is not seen as something outrageous and wrong, as if as it would have been if it was the other way around. Why is that? That's not okay, people. That is not okay. It just isn't. Men have feelings too. Men are human beings too. Someone gave birth to that man. It's not okay. If something is skewed in the wrong direction, because I know women have suffered terribly at the hands of men in terms of a lot of these things, abuse and all of that. And it comes back to men not being allowed to process their emotions, right? So they're angry and they don't know what to do, so they blow up and they go off on their families. But none of this okay. If some none of this is okay. If something is skewed in one direction and you make it skewed to the next direction, it doesn't correct anything. It does not correct anything. It is still wrong. We are trying to make women strong, but we should be trying to make both genders strong. What are we going to do with a world full of strong women and weak men? We're going to be flawed just the same and probably worse. You know why? Because families need mother and father to be strong in order to grow strong children. And if you don't have strong children, then generation after generation, we're going to have problems, like serious problems. We are making the world a disaster for our children and our grandchildren. So I'm asking, why is any of this okay? Why is any of this acceptable? I don't think it is. I don't think it should be. But ask yourself, share this video with a friend. Maybe they have an answer. Until next time, I am Sharika Swaby, and this has been Life Mastery. Have yourself a wonderful day, and remember, if you feel like you're in a bad place emotionally, spiritually, um, if you feel like you need to improve your life, I am offering a free session to help to find out where you are at and where you need to get to. So feel free to get in touch with me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.